I've always been different. I've never really been the same as anybody else. And just because of my skin color, I never thought I could integrate with the other kids. A name like Sandeep can't really prevent you from hanging out with people like Daniel or Jack or Paul. I'd always try to fit in, but there was something that was stopping me. Something that kept me from being with other people, whether it was self-consciousness or nervousness. And on top of that, I knew nothing about my religion, which was Hinduism. I lived in such a Christianized society, and I lost sight of my faith. I knew that there was Christianity and that there was everything else that didn't involve Jesus. If I wasn't part of the norm, I was an outlier. I was miscellaneous. Or that's what I thought. So you could say I was lost. I didn't know who I was, and I constantly questioned my identity. I was very troubled for a long time. I was young, I was confused and scared of the world around me. I was scared to put myself out there. I was scared to put myself to be judged. In a way, I was scared to find the answers. So I remained ignorant for a very long time. I was ignorant of my culture. I was ignorant of my roots. I was ignorant of my family traditions. We ate weird food. We prayed to these weird gods. It made me afraid of what my friends would think of me. Now, it's not like I was trying to make the conscious effort to stay away from it all. I was just very confused. Every 4 or 5 years, my family and I would travel to India, and we would see our cousins. I would see my cousins, and they're around the same age as I. And they lived totally different lives because they lived in a different country. They knew their Indian languages, and they knew the religious customs that I didn't know. So sometimes they would tease me or make fun of me for not being Indian enough or not knowing my culture. I was torn. On one side, I felt too Indian in America, but on the other side, I felt too American in India. Who was I as a person, and how was I going to find out? So it's the year 2005, and my parents decided to send me to a 2-week overnight camp in July. So I asked my mom, I said, "Mom, where are you sending me?" And she's like, "Hindu Heritage Summer Camp." So I was like, "Mom, no offense, that sounds super lame. I don't want to even be around that camp. That sounds like there's just a bunch of religious nerds praying in an ashram for 24/7. I don't want to be a part of it. It sounded terrible." So fast forward 10 years, and that camp has been the single most important thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. It's the reason for all the events in my life, and it's shaped everything about me. The way I talk to people, how I think, how I go about my life every day. I always talk about it, and I never stop thinking about it. Now, people laugh. They may think it's weird that I go to a Hindu camp. They go, "He goes to a Hindu camp? That kid must be weird." But I don't care anymore. It's something that's so important to me, that I'm so proud of. It's turned me from someone who used to be scared and confused and shy to someone who is now confident and knowledgeable. Hi, my name is Sandeep Chakravarthi. I'm a senior here at Penfield High School, and I believe in Hindu Heritage Summer Camp. It's helped me understand my religion. It's given me a stronger sense of friendship and community. And most importantly, I'm a better person because of this experience. Hinduism is vast and extremely confusing, even to me sometimes. It's a religion of tradition and ritual. And there are lots of hymns and and words that many of you probably couldn't pronounce. Again, I was confused, and everything was so weird to me. Naturally, going into it, I had many questions. A lot of these questions actually went through my mind as an 8-year-old going into camp. I would ask things like, how many gods are there? Why are there so many gods? What are their names? Why isn't there just one god? What does the elephant god do? What does the monkey god do? Why are there so many animals? Do they help solve crimes? Is there a lion god? And so on and so forth. We had these philosophy classes in our camp that were separated into these age groups. Each class would learn about the basics of Hinduism, including the process of karma, how reincarnation works, and that you work to be good in life to reach fulfillment and enlightenment. So each god has a specific duty, and that you pray to that god to reach fulfillment. It's very easy to understand, and it's not so different from other religions. A little bit different. We have an elephant god, that's the remover of obstacles. We have the mother goddess, who's the goddess of wealth and education. And just like the biblical Holy Trinity, we have our own Holy Trinity as well, the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. I learned that we each have an Atma, or a soul, that connects us all. And most of all, I learned that Hinduism isn't so different from other religions. Mostly everyone is praying for something to hope for, something to live for, something to keep us going, some unexplainable force that guides us. Now, I'm not saying I'm super religious, but now I have a better understanding of my roots and my culture. Where I come from has significance for me now, and my perception of God has changed as well. Because of this, I feel more grounded, and I'm knowledgeable on the facts of my faith. More than just about religion, this camp has been a great place to make friends, and over the past 10 years, I've made some of the best friends in my entire life there. And some of my happiest moments in my life trace back to camp, and I'm with the people that I love. Now, I'm not trying to say that I hate my friends at school, because I love you guys. You guys have been with me for 12 years. How can I not like you? All I'm trying to say is that there's a special bond between me and the people at that camp. Now, Penfield isn't the most diverse town in the country, and as I mentioned before, you're going to stick out if you look like a guy like me. Naturally, kids would, and they still ask questions or they tease me about being Indian. And they ask me things like, do you speak Indian? Is your dad a telemarketer? Does he work at 7-Eleven? Is he a doctor? Is he a computer engineer? And if so, can he fix my computer? And that's fine, I'll ask these questions, I'll answer them. And obviously there's just harmless jokes, and I can take them. But in school, I always have to explain myself. No, I don't speak Indian, it's not a real language, and so on and so forth, and I would keep explaining. But at camp, everyone automatically knows each other just like that. We all know each other's backgrounds, and we don't have to explain ourselves. We can all relax and be ourselves. Because frankly, all our dads are probably doctors or engineers at that camp. I remember I was shocked to find out the kids were just like me at this Hindu camp. They weren't religious nerds like I thought they were. Most of them were scared and confused just like me, and they came from all around the country, from predominantly white towns. They talked like I talked. They had the same accents as I did. They did the same hobbies and the same sports. And at first, when I was younger, I was happy. I thought, this is really cool. I have a community of people that are just like me. They're the same skin color. Oh my God, this is great. We spent every waking minute together for 2 weeks straight. We woke up together, we brushed our teeth, we did yoga in the morning, we prayed, we ate breakfast, everything. We played sports, we went on hikes, we swam. It was never-ending fun for a young kid like me. As I got older, the significance of the camp became greater to me, and I had a sudden realization that I can't lose these people. We've gotten so close over the past 10 years that we know everything about each other. And if I lost them, if I didn't keep in touch with them, that special sense of community that I had built would be lost forever, and I would curse myself for not making the effort to keep in touch. Soon, when I was around 14 or 15, camp was the only thing that I looked forward to anymore. I couldn't wait for July's because I would get to see all my friends at camp. And I knew camp was an experience like no other, that I would never get that ever again in my life. I've still kept these friendships over the past 10 years, and I'm hoping they will never die. I'm always in paradise when I'm with these people. Friendship has given me a sense of community that I've never seen before. My sense of identity didn't seem so hazy. And I identified with these people, and I finally had a distinct voice. Finally, I knew that I belonged. If these friendships and their community could teach me one thing, it's that if you truly care about somebody, you will go the extra mile just to see their face one more time. Now, most importantly, Hindu Heritage Summer Camp has helped me find myself as a person and be a better person. As I move up through the ranks of camp, from being a counselor to a camper to a counselor to a head counselor, I have to communicate my ideas and directions to a large group of people, and it taught me how to be a leader, to make my voice heard. Being a camp counselor is so rewarding, and it keeps you mentally on your toes and focused. Not to mention, you get to interact with kids and give them guidance. I remember my counselors helping me when I was that shy 8-year-old, and I see myself in these kids when I take care of them now. For 2 weeks straight, I've become more mature and responsible from the experience, and have to make sure that 20 campers are clean, they're fed, they're happy, and that they're alive. I also am a teacher as well. As counselors, we teach scriptures and help with the philosophy lessons. I'm basically passing on the knowledge to the next generation, and it feels good to give them heritage and culture. Whenever I'm at camp, I'm never lazy. I love my job, and I would do it for free. My work ethic has changed drastically over the years, and I'm glad that I can take away the qualities that I gained from camp to my daily life outside of camp. I definitely came out of my shell at this place, and I've gotten to be less shy and awkward to a happy, confident personality. My life is a lot of the time filled with mistakes, and I tend to learn everything the hard way. Coming to camp helps me relieve stress, but it also gives me a gauge on my progress in life. It tells me the person I am or who I aspire to be. I'm able to get away from all the stress in life and have a great time with my friends. But I also achieve a good idea of my goals and a plan to reach them. I feel that I've become more professional and open-minded, and I constantly receive constructive criticism on my job that can help improve my life. Camp has given me so much as a person, and I've gained knowledge and perspective on everything about my life. I understand myself better. I like to believe that I'm a nice guy with a great sense of humor and a big heart that isn't afraid to take the initiative. Camp has helped me realize that. Over the past 10 years, I've spent my Julys at a summer camp that I call home. There, I understood Hinduism, I made lifelong friendships, and I learned to be a new person. Over the past 10 years, I learned what it means to be Indian. Over the past 10 years, I learned what it means to be American. Over the past 10 years, I've learned what it means to be human. I learned that you and I aren't so different after all. And I learned that all our religions share the same idea. I learned what friendship is. I learned what happiness is. I learned what sadness is. I learned the human experience. I've learned who Sandeep really is and who he wants to be. Over the past 10 years, I've learned to make waves in my life that will affect me and the people around me. We're more than just stereotypes. We're more than just religion. We're more than just color. My name is Sandeep Chakrabarti. I believe in faith. I believe in friendship. I believe in identity. I believe in Hindu Heritage Summer Camp. Thank you.